Hola, hola a todos, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. De mañana para muchos, de tardes para otros y de noches posiblemente también para muchos otros. Estamos hoy acá en un live muy especial para todos aquellos que nos siguen dentro del programa de Nexus, este programa de incubación para aplicaciones en Internet Computer con nuestra primera edición. Y hoy tenemos un gran invitado que es Hamish Peebles, el cual nos va a hablar acerca de OpenChat como cofundador de esta aplicación, que es la más grande del ecosistema de Internet Computer. Y tendremos el espacio para todos aquellos que nos ven en vivo de hacerle estas preguntas a Hamish. Pónganoslas solamente en inglés porque Hamish no habla español, pero vamos a estar acá platicando un poquito con Hamish y nos va a hablar bastante de esta aplicación que tienen con OpenChat. Así que antes de arrancar, también acá está conmigo Cristina, que no sé por qué dice Andrés Peña, pero ya todos saben que es Cristina Lustunó.
Hoy soy Andrés.
Hoy Cristina es Andrés. Así que amanecimos de buen ánimo a todos acá, chicos. Tenemos muy buenas noticias durante estos días. Pero, ¿por qué no nos platicas cómo estás hoy, Cristina, en este arranque
Hola,
del día?
buenos días a todos. Buenas tardes para las personas que nos acompañan de Reino Unido como nuestro invitado especial aquí. Estoy muy contenta, estoy emocionada porque ahora con Nexus, que estamos recordándoles en la segunda de prototipado, tenemos a un invitado muy especial que es Hamish, justo como Cristian lo mencionó, y él es el cofundador de OpenChat. OpenChat es una aplicación bastante cool y muy interesante. Nosotros ya la hemos utilizado mucho en Zona 3 y sobre todo porque estamos desarrollando hobby, empezamos a conocer OpenChat y nos gustó bastante y es una alternativa muy, muy cool a lo que normalmente conocemos como plataformas de comunicación, a.k.a. WhatsApp, a.k.a. Messenger. Está OpenChat y está súper padre. Entonces, yo estoy emocionada porque estoy esperando que Hamish nos platique todo acerca de esta plataforma y sobre todo de esta aplicación. Y yo sé, así también el equipo de Zona 3 y de Nexus, que todos ustedes van a aprender muchísimo de nuestro invitado y conocer un poquito más acerca de la plataforma, cómo fue que nació, cuál fue la necesidad que detectaron y obviamente aspectos más técnicos. Así que pues vamos arrancando equipo, vamos arrancando Christian y por supuesto Hamish. ¿Cómo estás tú? How are you today? Welcome to Zona 3 Live Space.
Hello. Yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry, my Spanish is really bad. But I think I understood most of what you were saying. I guess you gave myself and OpenChat a little bit of an intro. Should I give a bit more of an intro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I started building OpenChat along with Matt, I used to work with him. We worked together for about 8 years or so. We started OpenChat about 2.5 years ago, and then a few months later, a person, Julian, who we also used to work with, joined the team. So there's been three of us for about 2 years now, and yeah, we first heard about the Internet Computer because Dom Williams, the founder of the Internet
Dominic,
Computer,
yeah.
yeah, he used to work with Matt. They had done a load of startups together,
Oh.
and so Dom messaged Matt and was like, "I've built this thing. I need some people to come and build apps on top of it." And myself and Matt had a meeting with Dom, and Dom just told us about it, and we thought this sounded really cool, and so we quit our jobs and we came and
Of course.
started building on the Internet Computer. And yeah, we as we kind of learned about the Internet Computer and the trade-offs, it has maybe 1 or 2 second latency if you want to make updates. And we thought we came up with the idea of building OpenChat because if you receive a chat message 2 seconds after the person sends it, that's completely fine. It can scale to millions, potentially billions of users, and we thought that the chat services out there were kind of ready to be disrupted. There's WhatsApp, which is
Yeah.
owned by Meta, and no one trusts Meta. Meta is just there harvesting the data from everyone. And so we thought that if we could build a decentralized chat app where there's no possibility of your data being harvested and where it's at least as secure as each of the other chat apps, and if not more secure, but then has all of the additional features like sending crypto really easily without you having to have like a seed phrase and without you having to enter 100 character addresses. You just say, this is the person I want to send to, send it. You don't have to worry about typoing an address. So yeah, we want OpenChat to have all of the features that you'd expect from a chat app and then more. And then hopefully, we can get people who get just normal, I want my mum to be able to use OpenChat without having to know anything about crypto. That's the goal, basically.
It's amazing. And I was going to tell you that you can also send crypto through OpenChat, right?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And you don't, normally
go.
Normally if you send someone crypto, you have to enter their address, and it's just random letters and numbers, and people get it wrong all the time. And if you get it wrong, those tokens are lost. Whereas in OpenChat, you just say send to this user, and everything else is taken care for you. So there's no issue of tokens getting lost.
That's amazing.
We've made it way easier.
That's amazing. Y justo para las personas que nos están escuchando, lo que comentaba aquí con Hamish es que una de las novedades o features que tiene la plataforma de OpenChat es que aparte de poder tener comunicación con tus amigos, crear comunidad o con usuarios, puedes también enviar a través de la plataforma. Y lo cool de esto es que, como decía Hamish, no hay riesgo de que tú puedas enviar tokens a una dirección equivocada, porque se lo vas a estar enviando directamente al usuario con el que estás interactuando. Y eso está súper, súper cool. ¿Cómo ves tú, Cristian?
Yeah, es fantástico porque de nuestro lado, digo, ahorita hacemos el switch a inglés. De nuestro lado, El Salvador, por ejemplo, que es uno de los países más abiertamente tokenizados del mundo, permite utilizar cripto y muchos otros países lo utilizan bastante. Entonces, estas herramientas como OpenChat, que viene a ser esta alternativa de WhatsApp, de Telegram, podemos empezar a utilizar versiones realmente funcionales de Web3. What do you think about, Hamish, about alternatives to WhatsApp in Web3 world? I think OpenChat is the most completely it's the most completely a tool for Web3 communication, right? I didn't see another application to compete with a WhatsApp, Telegram, or whatever.
Yeah, well, up until recently, really up until the internet computer came about, there hasn't been any crypto platform out there that could support a messaging app on chain. For us in OpenChat, everything is on chain. The front end is hosted on chain. Every single message you send is stored on chain. A lot of the people who say, "Oh, this is on chain," realistically, the data isn't on chain. Just the transfers are on chain. Like if we were using Ethereum, every time you send a message, you'd have to wait about 10 minutes. It would cost you, no, not 10 minutes. I can't remember but it would take a long time, 30 seconds or something. And it would cost you $1 for every message you send. In OpenChat, you could tip someone 1 cent if you wanted to, because the transaction fee is so low. And we give everyone 100 megabytes of storage for free. They can pay a small amount to increase that. And again, all of that is stored on chain. If you wanted 100 megabytes of storage on Ethereum, it would cost you, I don't know, $100,000. And we can give it away for free just because the internet computer is so much more scalable than these other blockchain platforms. So in answer to your question, I don't think there are any others out there that are fully on chain, purely because it isn't possible unless they're on internet computer.
Yeah, it's interesting because in internet computer have the opportunity to build a business model very complex using the reverse model gas, and I think next in the presentation we want to talk about how OpenChat scales, because you have thousands and thousands of users, and I think you need to manage or handle a lot and a lot canisters at the same time. So the infrastructure behind OpenChat should be bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah, so when we first made OpenChat, the first version we had was really simple. All of the users were in one canister, all of the messages were in one canister. But this wouldn't scale. This was fine for, a proof of concept. But the version that we have now, every single user has their own canister. Every single group has its own canister. We've introduced a new concept called communities, which are kind of groups of groups, kind of like a Discord server. Every community has its own canister. And this way, we can just scale indefinitely because each canister on its own is single threaded. But when you have hundreds of thousands of canisters, you can still process like thousands of messages a second. We can scale across more and more subnets as we need to. So at the moment, OpenChat is on 2 subnets, and essentially as we fill up the subnets that we're on, we can just scale to another and another and another. And so there isn't really a limit on how far we can scale. Like if we grow to millions of users, we would just simply require more subnets from the internet computer.
Wow. At this day, how many users do you have in OpenChat, Hamish?
It's about 120,000.
Wow, this is a
Let me check
big
that.
number.
It is just over 107,000.
It's a big number. It's a proof of the scalability of the internet computer ecosystem has, and it's amazing have this proof like OpenChat that take the technology and say, well, we can build this in this infrastructure, and we are prepared to have more and more and more users, right?
Well, yeah, people who are watching this, if you give it a go, see if you think it can match up with, in terms of user experience, see if it can match up with WhatsApp and Telegram and stuff, because our goal is to make it match up. And I think we're pretty much there. There's more that we need to do. We want to have like voice and video call, which we will have in the next few months. So when you do a voice call or a video call, that wouldn't be happening on chain, purely because there'd be too much latency if it was done on chain. But all of your data, all your messages would still be stored on chain. If you want to, if you're a full-on crypto, you want maximum security, then you could just not use voice and video until we've got those just as secure. But yeah, so voice and video, we need end-to-end encryption, which we yet have, but we will do. Dfinity are building a feature called threshold encryption, I think they've called it. And this will allow us, once they've implemented that feature, that will allow us to then implement end-to-end encryption. And it would be a better end-to-end encryption than what WhatsApp and Signal have, because on WhatsApp and Signal, when you create an account, your key, the secret key that will unlock all of your messages, is stored on your device. And if you lose your device, you've lost all your messages. Whereas with us, as long as you can log into your internet identity account, we can regenerate you deterministically the same key, but the key never exists in plain text. It only exists in encrypted form other than on your device. So you can generate the key again and again and again without anyone other than you being able to read the key. And so if you lose your device, you've still got all your messages.
Oh. This is the Web3 version of a centralized server that manage all the keys and AP keys and all the users, right?
Dfinity has a load of these top cryptographers, and so you can just lean on a lot of the work that they're doing. For us, we haven't built a login system at all. You just log into II with the internet identity, which is what Dfinity have built, and we can just make use of that. And same with the end-to-end encryption. We don't have to do anything complex at all. We just use the functionality that Dfinity are building for us. It's pretty good.
Yeah, really, thank you so much, Hamish, for being here with us to talk about how you create this amazing application for internet computer ecosystem. Because here in Nexus Incubator Program for America Latina, we want to recreate these success cases in Europe and how we can create application like this. So thank you so much for the advice that you're talking today. Francisco have the question for you, Hamish. But first, before to start with question, I don't know if you have a presentation about OpenChat or want to come with questions.
I don't have a presentation. I could share screen and just show OpenChat.
Okay,
Should I do
it's
that just
amazing,
for
Hamish.
like a few minutes?
And the last of the stream, we can read all your questions. So personas que estén acá en la presentación con Hamish, háganos sus preguntas en español, no importa, o en inglés, pueden utilizar el Google Translate y vamos a estar leyendo al final las preguntas que tengan para Hamish. Aprovechen para hacer preguntas de cómo iniciaron, cómo escaló esta aplicación de Internet, de OpenChat, perdón, en Internet Computer, cómo manejan el modelo de negocio detrás de OpenChat. Hay bastantes preguntas que hacer, hay que aprovechar que tenemos por acá una gran representación del ecosistema de Internet Computer. Así que, Francisco, al final vamos a leer ahí las preguntas que tienes por acá. So, continue with the presentation, Hamish.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah. So I think this is probably quite interesting to see. So because OpenChat is now running as a DAO, the three of us who built OpenChat no longer have control over just being able to make changes whenever we want to. If we want to make any change to the system, we have to submit that change as a proposal, and then users who hold the chat tokens can vote to adopt or reject those proposals. And like similarly, so if we look at who else has done, so Kinnick are also now a DAO, and so they also have their proposals, and you can vote on those proposals within OpenChat. So you can have threads. It's quite similar to Slack, where you can have threads off to the side, and these ones are all what's called communities. So each of these is a community, and then within that community there are channels. And so for example, this is the OpenChat community, and inside that you've got like people can make feature requests. This one's just kind of for people to say hello. People can report bugs, give feedback, and so on. I could send some chat. So that will send. Oh yeah, we've got link previews now. So if you send a link, it will show a nice little preview of it. Let's just wait for that to send. So sending a crypto message does take a little bit longer than sending a normal message, because you have to send a message to your own user canister, which then sends the message across subnets to the ledger. And then, so that's done there. So we've got direct messages, we've got group chats. I guess, yeah, I'll stop sharing. Maybe if I probably should have planned more of what to share, and then I would have had probably done that better. But yeah, I guess we can move on to the questions, and I can show more if people want to see other things.
Ok, thank you. Aquí en el chat, chicos, están poniendo ya preguntas.
I was mute.
Hamish está listo para responderlas, entonces las voy a leer en español, las vamos a poner aquí y luego se las voy a hacer a Hamish en inglés para que nos las responda y así Cristina siguiente y así vamos a ir yendo, ¿vale? Entonces, la primera pregunta es de Francisco, que primero que nada nos dice, disculpen que haga la pregunta en español, no es muy bueno mi inglés, pero ahí va. Entonces la pregunta es, según el roadmap de OpenChat, están por lanzar una integración para poder utilizar OpenChat en otras apps. Estaría bueno que pudieras comentarnos un poquito acerca de ello. Entonces, Hamish, here's the question. According to the roadmap, you are about to launch an integration to be able to use OpenChat in other apps. Can you tell us about that a little bit more?
Yeah. So this is starting to be used by a few services already. Essentially, we have a little JavaScript library that you can drop into your website, and then it uses an iframe, and within that iframe you can have your chats going, which is all powered by OpenChat. So and how it works is you'd have to create a community in OpenChat for your service, and then within your service you can see those same messages. So you can see, if you log into OpenChat, you can message that way, or you log into your service and you'd see exactly the same messages. So you can, you could be messaging someone in OpenChat and say, oh, let's go and play this game, and you'd go onto the game website and just continue the same chat. So this is it's not got as much customization yet as it will in the future. This is still very early. We will be enhancing this over the next few months, and yeah, we want to get everyone on board. Basically, if you see chat, like a chat functionality on the internet computer, we're hoping that it's us under the hood. And then going forward, we'd like to try and expand even outside of the internet computer, and try and get other Web3 services using us for their chat. So we think this will be we're hoping that this is a really good way to drive users.
Amazing.
Are gonna be like take an iframe and put in a website, right?
Yeah. So we want to make it really simple.
Yeah, user experience in Web3 is something like needs to improve a lot in the ecosystem. So it's amazing to have simple tools to use in normal websites. Francisco, entonces ahí está por ahí la respuesta. Van a empezar a integrar OpenChat con múltiples librerías para hacerlo súper sencillo de integrar en otros sitios. And previous to talk about the next question that asked Otto.
Maybe just
sorry,
one thing. If any of the people watching this want to make use of an integration, just drop me a message on OpenChat and I'll help them through the process. My username on OpenChat is just Hamish. So yeah.
We are gonna take the your mention to Nexus. Si cualquiera de los que está acá quiere integrar OpenChat en sus aplicaciones, podemos hablar con Hamish para buscar integrarlo en sus sitios. It's like a beta tester with people launching your site and prove the functionality, right?
And also, even if people don't speak English, we can still message each other because you can just translate. There's the option to translate each message. So anyone can just message me in Spanish and I can reply in English and we can just translate. Like a lot of our users are Chinese and I have direct messages with them where I speak in English, they speak in Chinese, and we just translate.
That's amazing. And Hamish, also you can join in our Discord. So the people who are in Nexus right now, they are building their apps, can DM you through our Discord server. So this will be amazing too.
They can, but
and OpenChat.
I prefer. Yeah.
Andres Peña says that it will be cool to integrate OpenChat in your project called Mushroom Protocol, that is a space to discuss about decentralized sciences. So maybe they're going to be the first that integrate your plugin in OpenChat, Hamish.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Amazing. Previous to talk the next question, Hamish, I have a question. Internet Computer mentioned that you're the first open service, right?
So we were the first service that the internet computer is controlled by the NNS, the network nervous system. And then Dfinity built this functionality called the SNS, the service nervous system. So every change to the internet computer requires a proposal to the NNS, but then basically equivalently, every change to a service controlled by an SNS has to be done as a proposal to the SNS. So OpenChat now, when we want to make any code changes, we have to submit a proposal, and then the people who hold chat tokens can vote on it. And so, yeah, we were the first service to launch as an SNS. But lots of them have now. Lots of services have now. There's probably 12, and there's more, like probably one a week recently.
Okay.
We need to be the next open services launching in Latin America. So Andres, Otto, Francisco, you have the, I don't know how to mention that. You have the mission to launch the first open services in Internet Computer.
In Latam. Yes.
En Latam.
Aquí tenemos otra pregunta, Hamish. Esta la hace Otto, es una muy buena pregunta y me gusta mucho. Dice, sería súper conocer más detalles sobre el business model y cuál ha sido su journey para definirlo. Entonces, here's the question, Hamish, and Otto says, it will be great to know more details about the business model and what was the journey to define it.
So the business model is to cover the costs of OpenChat through premium features. So it has to be free for your basic users. Like if it's not free, no one's going to use it. So when you sign up, you don't have to pay. You don't need to know anything about crypto. You don't need any crypto tokens. You just sign up. But then there are features that are only available if you have a premium account. And the premium accounts are cheap, but if we have millions of users, that will make a good profit for the OpenChat treasury, the OpenChat DAO. The OpenChat running costs, the running costs on the internet computer are really low. So the costs of running the OpenChat service are low. And so if we have millions of users and tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of them pay a small amount for a premium account, then we will cover our costs. But then we can do other things like we can charge for private communities, like Slack. If a company has a Slack workspace, I think you pay something like $5 per user per month, which is a lot. We could offer a similar model for a lot cheaper, and that would still make a good profit for the OpenChat DAO. We're not too worried right now about trying to make as much money as we can. We want to get the functionality as good as we can. But we think that once we've got the functionality, to a really high level, we would then start trying to monetize more. We could do things like people could pay for promoting their community to the top, or people could do, they could have communities where you have to pay to become a member, and we could do like a profit share, like the OpenChat DAO could take 10% or something. There's lots of ways which we can monetize, and we aren't doing much of that right now, but we will do in maybe a year or two.
That's so cool, because I was expecting this question, because we as Zona 3 are developing a hobby social platform, and it's super interesting to know how you approach your business model. So I personally will DM you through open chat, because I have so much more questions. So thank you for that answer.
Yeah, and then also have another very good question, because I have the same question. He says, I would like to ask is how OpenChat deals with spam and phishing that is common in another Web2 platform like Discord or Telegram. It's very interesting, because we are talking about decentralized identities. How manage that OpenChat, Hamish?
Yeah. So within a group, when you create a group, you are the owner of that group and you have full power. You can block people, you can delete other people's messages. Same with if you create a community, you have full power.
Yeah.
You can block people, you can delete people's messages, and you can give other people full power as well. So you could create a set of moderators. You could have 10 people moderating for you.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, anyone can report any message. And no, sorry. Anyone can report any public message. So you can only report messages if you're in a public group or a public community. And those messages that have been reported go to what's called the platform moderators. So there are currently 3 platform moderators, and they're the 3 of us who built OpenChat. But in the future, we'd like there to be more. And we see the messages that people report, and we can delete them. We can block the user. We can take action depending on what the messages are.
But just the public?
Yeah.
What
Well,
about the private?
Well, if your private messages are private, we can't moderate them, but you can always delete them for yourself. So if 2 people are DMing each other,
yeah,
they can't report those messages because no one else can see those messages. And it's not right now, but soon they would be end-to-end encrypted anyway, and so no one else ever could read those messages, even if they have the data. So there's no way that we could take any action based on those messages. But public, if you post in a public group, then we can see the messages. And if you're posting something that's against the OpenChat rules, and the rules are not, the rules are very simple. They're on there when you sign up. I think there's about three rules, but it's just quite. I think we kind of copied rules from other chat service. We kind of looked at what other chat services are doing, and we just kind of tried to copy the rules that would keep OpenChat safe from being like taken down in countries and stuff like that. Okay. But this is very early. Like we need to improve this really. Going forward, we'd probably want moderator decisions to have to be made by a group of people rather than like any one individual being able to suspend a user. But this is stuff that we would do in the future.
Okay, I have a little question, Cristian, perdón, pero es que sí me surge la duda y se la voy a hacer obviamente en inglés, pero para todos los que nos están escuchando, menciona que en OpenChat puedes denunciar cualquier tipo de mensaje siempre y cuando sea público, pero si tú tienes una conversación con otra persona, ahí no pudieran, como es una conversación privada, todos los mensajes privados pues no se pueden denunciar. Mi pregunta es la siguiente: si yo estoy teniendo una conversación privada con otra persona, ok, no se puede denunciar, pero pudiera yo como usuario bloquear a la persona en cuestión para que no me siga mandando mensajes. Entonces, Hamish, the question is, if I have a private conversation with someone and I don't or something happened negative or something like that, I can I'm sorry, I can block that person, or
Yeah.
can I do something about it? Because it's a private conversation. So
You can.
what can I do?
Yeah, you can block other users.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can, you can delete the chat from them, so you don't even see the historical messages.
Thank you.
But it would only delete it for you. So the messages wouldn't be deleted from the other side. No, sorry. If the messages that you sent to them would be deleted, but the messages they sent to you would only be deleted on your side.
I only own my own information, so I only delete my information and the message I have sent it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, we're reaching the end of the stream. I think if someone here in the session have another question to ask Hamish, I have the last question. I think I can close the space with this question. Hamish, to all the users that you have in OpenChat and the new users that come in the future, how a Web2 user can start using OpenChat? What are the step-by-step steps that a user needs to achieve to use OpenChat, Hamish?
Shall I just do it? I could just show you how you sign in. Like I could create a new account now. Shall I share screen and then do it?
Okay.
Because it's really simple.
Yeah, do it.
So, oh no, let's log out. Okay, so if you hit oc.app for the first time, this is the page you will see, and then launch app. And then create new, create passkey. And so you need a biometric device, which is going to be an issue for some people. But so you see, at this point, I haven't had to do anything relating to crypto. Is Zona Trez? Is that right? Yeah. All right, and that's it. So I've now created a new account. So I haven't had to do anything around needing to know anything about cryptocurrency. And it's being a bit slow. That's a bit dodgy. I'll check that out later. I think there must be some issue there. But yeah, so that was all that was needed to create a new account.
That was easy.
Yeah, we
already create the user, so that's amazing. Andrés Peña, I just create my user. So
yeah.
Muy bien, Andrés.
Otto at the
Otto
same
as well.
position.
Yeah.
They only at me. I'm Ottox. Okay, Otto. Maybe can we create a community in OpenChat to start talking about
create
intercomputer stuff? Yeah.
Create a
Zona
Zona
3
Trez
community.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah. Otto have another comment. They say, I see that there is the block option in OpenChat, but it seems hard to deal with accounts impersonating. Oh, well, you moved to that.
Impersonating
Other
other
people and maybe asking you to open links or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, if you see any messages like that, you'd need to report them, and then we can suspend the user.
Okay.
Okay. He mentioned, I guess it's a thought challenge because it's scripted. Yeah.
Well, if they DM you, If they DM you, then we can't report it. But if it's in a public, if someone posts in a public group a phishing link, then people can report it and we can suspend the user.
Yeah, Otto made that question when Hamish and I were talking about the public message, and then how can we block them in private? Oh, de calor. Hi.
Okay. So I don't know, Hamish, how do you feeling with this space? I have some question about OpenChat. Recently are going to launch a Android or iOS version in the ecosystem.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked us about this. In fact, it's probably the most requested feature. And I think we will do it in the future, but it's not going to be easy because we are a DAO, and so how do we upgrade the app? How do you trust the app? At the moment, you can trust the website because it's served directly from a canister, and I won't go into all of it here, but you can basically verify the code that is running in the canister. So you can end-to-end tell what's running. Whereas to have an app in the App Store, you kind of lose that. But I think it's still worth doing because a lot of people would still trust the app in the App Store, and it is a better user experience to have. Well, in some regards, it is a better user experience to have a native app, but it's not something that we're currently working on.
I never was thunk about that. It's because you are trust in the App Store or the Google Play, but it's not relation with NNS or the governance with the DAO. Yeah,
it's definitely still possible. Like District have an app.
Andres says, I don't know if you talk about this, but the chats are private, like on Telegram or Signal.
Yeah. So if you message someone in a private group, or if you DM them, only the people in that group or the other person that you've DM'd can read your messages. So a node provider, like the people running the infrastructure of the internet computer, maybe could read your messages if they inspected the memory of the internet computer nodes currently. But very soon we will have end-to-end encryption, and then no one will be able to read your messages other than the people who are meant to be able to.
Okay.
Even if your messages were leaked, they would all be encrypted. No one would be able to read them.
Okay. Interesting.
We got some alphas here with you, Hamish. Okay. Well, I don't know if someone here in the space have another questions to Hamish. We are getting closer to the close of this space. I don't know, Christina, if you have some question to Hamish.
No. Yo la verdad estoy contenta de todo lo que nos dijo. Fue bien interesante y lo que me gustó fue que las personas que nos están escuchando también tienen dudas. O sea, creo que ahora que estamos acá con Nexus y los proyectos que se están desarrollando, este tipo de pláticas que tenemos Hamish, son bien interesantes para los participantes, de poder ver cómo fue que crearon su modelo de negocio, cuál fue la visión que tuvieron detrás de esta gran aplicación y sobre todo lo que es OpenChat, ¿no? Que es como la alternativa a Web3, que es lo que nos comentaba Hamish al inicio. Así que yo en lo personal estoy muy contenta de haber tenido aquí a Hamish. Thank you very much for being with us today in this, your home, que es Zona 3, Hamish, and we hope to have you again in the future. We wish you success in everything that comes with OpenChat. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
You need to learn Spanish in the future. Yeah, we're gonna launch a hackathon in a couple of weeks. and we're planning to have an activity to all people start using OpenChat. Are gonna be some like 200 people. So maybe it will be an amazing activity to start using OpenChat in all the hackathon. So I
That
gonna
will be
maintain
great.
the communication with you, Hamish, about this hackathon. And
Yeah. Well,
to
if
close,
I
surely.
think if we make a Zona Tres community, I think we can have a hackathon channel in there, and we can, we can work that way.
That would be
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, to close the space, Hamish, we want really thank you so much for giving us the space and your time to talk about OpenChat and share your experience to all the Nexus participants. I think it's an amazing opportunity to people that are starting building your application, and in the next we want to be the next people to launch open services to internet computer. Andres mentioned Hamish and send you a DM. Or to say
I see it. I see it.
to say thank you. It was really inspiring. So, Hamish, it's your home. If you want to come sometimes in Zona Tres, the doors are open to talk with the community and share your experience and share your new features in OpenChat. So, really, thank you so much, friend. Well,
Ok, thank you. Y pues
no, dale, Cristina.
no, era eso. Pues bueno, agradecerles también a las personas que nos escucharon. Muchísimas gracias. Hemos llegado al final ya de la sesión. Esta, en lo particular, fue muy diferente a todas, pero creo que tiene muchísimo valor también por todo lo que aprendimos. Y sobre todo, creo que Hamish dejó como muchas semillas. Ya va a haber muchas personas que van a empezar a mandarle mensajes para resolver sus dudas y entre otras cosas. Así que, Hamish, thank you so much y gracias también a todos ustedes. Cristian, pues te dejo para que cierres el espacio o ya.
Vámonos.
Vámonos.
Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you so much,
Thank
Hamish. See you
you.
in the next time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Gracias.